Such a hater.
I was born that way. I wish I could say that we had a really cool. That's great, and you smoked. Good job, Shook Knight. I wish we had a really cool intro, but we'll work on that. But guys, this is a collab episode. It is the Big Pop 30 podcast, along with InKatWeTrust. We are going to have Backlash predictions. Backlash is going to be in France. I want to give a shout out real quick to one InKatWeTrust. I want to pull the curtain back a little bit, right? I mean, before we started the show and everything like that, we were talking a bunch of nonsense. And I'm sorry, my camera was just being a jerk. So that's why you see me in like 2D animation here. But I was talking to one, ShaySawyer, and she said, hey, man, it would be so cool if we did an episode with Katrina. And I was like, man, we did an episode last year, and that bad boy was on fire. We need to bring that back again. I left the door open, and we have Jean Baptiste here, too. I'm glad that you found your way into the stream here, but
I don't like you. That's the devil. This is why you never prosper. Okay.
And then his camera fails him. Good job. But I do want to sit here and say there's 5 matches on the card. I want to make sure that I want to make sure that there was some. Oh Lord, it's not in here. I thought it would be in here. I didn't put it in here. My apologies. But we have 5 matches. I do want to actually, matter of fact, I'm doing a lot of talking. I need to calm my mouth down. So, Katrina, how are you?
I'm well. I'm not. I'm all right. I can't say I'm well. I am all right. Nobody died. I didn't commit a crime. I'm not on the ID channel. Nobody's doing interviews, and so.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about that show called Snapped? I actually saw.
I almost got there this week. So yeah.
Well, I'm glad you didn't, because I really was looking forward to doing an episode with you. ShaySawyer, how are you?
Hello, je m'appelle Shay. I'm existing right here, aren't I? So that's how I'm doing. So yeah.
Jean Baptiste, no one cares how you feeling, so you can go to hell. Now I'm joking. Jean Baptiste, how the heck are you?
All good, man. All good. Coming to you remotely from Gainesville, Florida. I just want to go home. I'm not even gonna lie. I've been here too long.
Did you
Am I muted?
No, we can hear you. Like
everyone
heard what you said. It's fine. It's great. You did a great job here, sir. So we have 5 matches. I think we should just get right into it. Let me ask you guys quick. How do you guys feel about this card on Backlash? I'm going to give it to you, ShaySawyer. How do you feel about this card on Backlash?
I like it. I think it has potential. I think that, some of the matches on there can definitely be some matches that we'll be talking about for a long time. So.
I'm gonna hand it to the ladies first here, Jean Baptiste, but I'm pretty sure because we're raised on respect here, right? But Miss Storm, how do you feel about this? Or Miss Trust, how do you feel about this?
Well, it's not bad. I'm excited for some of them, and particularly the Tama Tonga match and Solo. I just kind of want to see how they're going to be really to get in that kind of setting. So I'm looking forward to that. I mean, Cody's on the card, so whatever, I guess.
Ah, yes, Cody's on the card. Your favorite. I'm very upset because I thought I had a picture of Cody on here, and I don't. I'm very upset.
He is on the cover. We don't even need to do all that. Like, I was cringing as I made the thumbnail. I was so quiet. Like, I'm going to look at his teeth extra big. Oh, God, his whole body is on this thumbnail. That was very hard for me to do. To just y'all in that regard. I was like, you know what? I'll put Cody.
Can I act? If I can act real quick, when this was made and you made this card, right? Did you do whoa? I didn't want to yell.
No, I did
that
not.
face told the story just now.
I gave a sigh of disappointment that I had to do it in the first place.
I do want to give thanks that you did make that cover. I know how hard it was for you, being the diehard Cody fan that you are, but I do want to give the floor to you, Mr. Baptiste. How do you feel about this?
Well, I was about to say, what you mean, Miss Baptiste? Whoa. Easy there, buddy.
No, you said it wrong.
And honestly, I think I'm looking forward to maybe 2 or 3 matches out of the 5. Cody not being one of them. It does kind of feel like a filler pay-per-view with only 5 matches. So, yeah. I mean, hopefully something good comes out of it. But I'm definitely not looking forward to Cody versus AJ.
Really?
Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny. Not for nothing. I mean, I'm not just trying to be opposite, but I look forward to that match the most, actually. But okay, cool. I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion. That's cool. So why don't we get to the chat, because we have the Jack Pack, the mayor of the Jack Pack community. I am so glad that he is here. Roderick, that right here, the mayor of the Jack Pack is here. Thank God he's here. Hey, he says, hey Shay, hey Kat, hey Jack, how's everything going? He said, I got to make sure I'm here for the crazy shenanigan, to be here to support Jack. I appreciate that. The White Hope here, Roderick, thank you. He said, the mayor.
Did you send him some complimentary merch? Like, give this man some complimentary merch.
Yes, he worshipped me, so I think that's more than enough. Thank you, Roderick, the strongest Roderick there is. That's right. I appreciate him. He tells me all the.
And don't do that, Roderick. I will literally burn that. I would burn it all. I will use.
Oh, okay. Hold on, Seth Rollins. I appreciate this guy so much, because when you guys are on BodySlam.net, he reports to me when you guys are sitting here disrespecting one JC Jane, who was phenomenal this week. I know that she was bloody, but at the end of the day, blood equals win. So that's what I know, and that's what I was told when I scraped my knee the other day. I was told I was a winner when they put that SpongeBob not bandana. Oh God, I'm glad it wasn't a bandana. That's enough out of you. But let's talk about there's 5 matches. Let's jump into it. So let's jump into this for the prediction. We have, for the women's championship, Bayley's going to defend her championship against Tiffany Stratton and Naomi. Naomi beat Tiffany Stratton a few weeks ago to be the number 1 contender. After that, you had Tiffany Stratton interfere in the match with Bayley and Naomi, which was going to lead into a triple threat. This match looked interesting, but I'm going to give it to the ladies first. So why don't we go first? Katrina Storm. I'm sorry, I can pronounce words. My speech teacher is somewhere rolling and upset at me. Miss Sawyer, and then you, Baptiste. So Storm, why don't we give you the floor first?
I think Bayley's going to keep her title. I do think it's going to be a good match, though. I'm still not a Tiffy fan. It's never Tiffy time in my household. The time is never there. But I can appreciate that. I do think it'll be like she will do well enough in this match. I do think she will. And it's good to really see, like, Naomi kind of, like, she's been there with, like, Jade, and she's been there with Bianca, but this is probably her first, like, pay-per-view match solo since she's been back. And so I'm looking forward to see what she's going to do. And Bayley, everybody I was rooting for her to win, to be fair. And so I don't think they will have her lose the title. It defeats the purpose of giving her WrestleMania moment to be like, all right, guys, well, here we go. We're going to take it. So I'm going to go with Bayley on this, but I do think it's going to be a solid match. But I don't think Bayley's losing. So I'm going with Bayley.
All right. Miss Sawyer, what do you got here, madam?
I, too, will be going with Bayley. I do think this is going to be a really, really fun match. I think it'll be a really, really good match, just with how I feel about triple threats, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Love me a triple threat down. So I think that they definitely going to deliver. I think Tiffany has been, for me, probably my favorite NXT call-up so far. Like, in the past, I'd say, few months that she's been up here. She's my favorite because I feel like she has provided so much. Like, she has the transition from NXT to main roster was like, it's almost seamless. It was almost like there was no type of cushion that needed to be had because she just fit right in perfectly. So I'm really happy to see this. Same thing for Naomi, just seeing her back in this spot. And I think they need to introduce a mid-card women's title.
Ooh,
please.
Okay.
There's too much talent at this point. So definitely want Bayley to win. And that's my thoughts.
Mr. Baptiste, what do you got here, sir?
I definitely agree. Bayley's winning that championship. This is definitely going to be a solid triple threat. I think when it came down to this matchup, it's not a matter of if Bayley's going to win or not. It's more of who's going to eat that pin. And unfortunately, I know it's going to be Naomi. Because Tiffany Stratton, great call up. She's doing her thing. Shout out to Tiffany Stratton. And I feel like Naomi, since she's been back, has been more of an enhancement talent. I believe she deserves better. But yeah, Bayley's walking out with that championship belt. And I definitely agree with Cap. We need to have like a mid-card title for the women because there's definitely way too much female talent going on.
So I too agree that Bayley's going to win, and I did want to comment a little bit on the mid-card title. I think that's the beauty of NXT because they're doing a test run right now. So we have in NXT, we have the women's North American Championship, and I guess and I feel like that's so like with NXT they do a test run, right? So that's what they're going to see how that rolls, and I do agree. Like I honestly think there was a period of time, I will be honest, that I didn't think we needed a women's singles title, not because I didn't think these women were talented, but I looked at the tag team title, I was like, but I think you get more out of a singles title than a tag team title. So I do agree that we need that, but I do want to go with Bayley retaining, and I think Tiffany will eventually win that championship, but I just don't see that being tonight. Oh, that night. I'm sorry, not tonight, because tonight is Thursday. The pay-per-view is not happening. That's why we're doing a prediction show. Just wanted you guys to know. I want to give a shout out because I see Roderick, but I want to, we have Patrick in the house. He is fantastic. He's great. I saw him in the mean streets of the Bronx. It was dangerous as I feared for my life. Patrick protected me with his strong chest. Thank you, Patrick, for protecting me because I was scared. I have nothing to follow up with that. But I was very scared for my life. I feared for my life. I very, very much. We should move on to the very next match as I talk about how I feared for my life. Yes, I feared very much for my life here. Let's move on to the next match. I don't know what the order is.
You know what? You keep it up. Keep it up with the Bronx slander. And you see the little video you just played? Whatever happened last week. You, and you will be on the next one with a neck brace. Keep it up. One more slander on the Bronx.
What gets me is you had a 6'3", 300-pound bodyguard with a bullhorn. How the hell were you fearing for your life in the Bronx?
I was in the Bronx. We're gonna move on, and I'm already threatened by the Bronx president here, so we're gonna move on to the very next match. Once again, don't know what the match order is going to be. You calm down, you. We have a tag team match. We have Kevin Owens, Randy Orton. Are you done?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm good. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, it's fine. I'm glad that you are here. Going against Tonga and Solo Sikoa. It's the Bloodline. Now, I do want to throw out here real quick. We have 5 matches. Anything can happen. We're doing this on a Thursday. Tomorrow, they can add 2 more matches, but I don't think they're going to do that. But we have the Bloodline, or the new Bloodline, I think we can call it, right? Going against...
The Floodline.
Against... what did you call them?
The Floodline. At this point, I don't consider them the Bloodline. Like, no. I don't get me wrong. I've always been a fan of Solo, but like his transition to becoming like, I guess, the tribal chief, quote unquote, is terrible because the first line he said is, constant losing needs to be changed, but you have like a 0-40 losing record since facing John Cena.
No, it's true. His winning. He said the week after WrestleMania, win losses have consequences, and someone said, "Yo, bro, haven't been like winning." But since you're talking, why don't you take the floor? Who do you got in this match? Bloodline against Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, who I before I give you the floor, I just want them to have a show on MTV too, because I think these two are great together. But I'm going to give you the floor. What do you think about that? We'll give it to you, Storm, and then Sawyer. So please, the floor is yours.
I definitely want to see Tama Tonga. I never really watched any of his matches in New Japan, but I've heard great things about him. So this will actually be my first time watching him in an actual match. As far as the match is concerned, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, comedic group. But I see the Bloodline getting put over. I'm just wondering if they're gonna debut Jacob Fatu at Backlash. I feel like that would probably be a grand way to bring him in and protect Solo and Tama Tonga. But then again, I feel like the Bloodline needs to win this clean. Solo kind of needs that clean win because at one point you were dominant. Now it's just like you're kind of on the same pedestal as Jimmy. Sorry, not sorry. It is what it is. But I definitely see the Bloodline going over.
You just like Jimmy. Wow.
He's a clown.
Miss Trust, what do you got here?
So yeah, I'm going Bloodline. I don't really like calling them the Bloodline. Not that they aren't. It's just my tribal chief is not here, and so
not my tribal chief.
I can't, I can't in good conscience call them the Bloodline when the head of the table is gone. But I do think, I do like to team up with Karen and Randy. Randy, why I despised him when I was younger. As an adult, I actually love me some Randy Orton. And I do think that he has gotten more sillier, even with some of his pairings over the last few years, where he literally he's doing stuff, but he's having more fun with stuff. And so I think they're going to give us some moments. I do. I think they're going to probably, in particular, Kevin's going to set up Randy for a good RKO. He's going to set him up well. I do think we're going to get some good stuff out of that. But I do think that Solo and Tama's taking this. I have seen Tama Tonga in New Japan because I am a New Japan person, and he's solid, but he is not Roman. Joseph is in the win.
Is he exciting to watch? I just need to ask that. Was he exciting to watch in New Japan?
I feel like if he has the right people on the match with him, he's fine. So I feel like this should be a good way to kind of really break him in to WWE with the match we have. And maybe that's why they put Kevin in this match, honestly. Let's just see if they can, because I feel like that's, he does better depending on the opponent. Like certain people, are good, and some people can make other people better. And so I think that this is probably going to be a match that I think he'll do well. I do, but I do feel like there will be no need for them to lose it. It makes no sense if you're trying to make them seem like a threat without Roman. Then this is the way to do it. And I don't think Jacob is coming yet. I don't think you need to bring him in yet. You got to bring him in when shit looks like it might be getting real funny, and then you bring Jacob in, because Jacob is probably the more aggressive one. He's even more aggressive than Solo, from what I know of Jacob the Jew. That's coming right there, though. So yeah, I'm going with Solo and Tama, but I am sad. I'm going to be holding my sunglasses and turtleneck for Joseph while he's doing whatever he want to be doing with filming instead of being here on my TV. But whatever.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Miss Sawyer, please. That was great. Go ahead.
You're tickled.
Huh?
You're just tickled.
I'm very much. There's no feather involved. Did you get it? Because a feather
all right,
tickles.
I'm not even gonna. All right.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So obviously.
Yeah, tickled too. No, I'm joking. Go ahead.
So I obviously believe that the Bloodline is winning their match. I mean, I think it can't go any other way. I'll be pissed off, and you will hear a loud explosion in the Bronx because it'll be me exploding from anger, because I will be so confused as to why they lost. And yes, I agree with Kat. Definitely, Kevin Owens is at this point in his career where it's like he's immune to making pins. They don't affect nor change my thought process when it comes to him. So he can take as many pins as he wants, and he'll still be Kevin Owens. So he's already established himself. He's already reached a mark. Okay. Yeah, I'm just excited to see Tama. I can't wait. I really cannot wait. I feel like it's been a long overdue, I'm just ready. I'm ready for it to happen.
I did want to I'm sorry, because Patrick, the full Nelson, he asked this question. Do anyone know what MFT stand for?
My fucking thumb.
No, I think it's made for this.
I always, because I figure Solo got a thumb wrap.
That you are so pleasant, because no, it don't. We said What was it? Say it again, madam.
Made for this.
I don't know why, but the beat of My Moment of Live, I don't know who sings that song because I just don't remember. Miss Storm, who do you think? What does MFT stand for?
I actually don't know. But
I think she just Googled it. I love it.
my face to that was simply just you don't know what moment to life is, who that was by, and it makes me very sad.
It makes me sad too because I should know this. I should Google this.
So is she. This is the Nicki Minaj song, but I actually don't know what it means.
I'm not even going to hold you. I thought it was Lil' Kim.
No, I just looked it up on Google. It says marriage and family therapist.
Yeah. Send that my way, please. That is Nicki Minaj.
I genuinely think it means made for this, though. Like, I genuinely do think that's what it means.
My moment of life.
I want to say that, but because Solo calls Tama Tonga, his MFT, and I'm just like, is that supposed to mean my effing thumb? Like, it just seems right because.
You know what I thought it meant? I thought it was another class in junior high school. I don't know what that meant, but I'm hearing it means mother effing Tonga, but I don't know that for sure. I've heard
that could be it too. That could be it too.
I don't know. I don't have sources and whatnot, so I don't know. I didn't mean. I feel like this stream has went off the rails, and I love it.
I don't know what it means.
But he keeps saying it like
my friend Tama. That's what it is.
Someone said it.
My friend Tama.
No. This is not the PBS channel, so I definitely know it doesn't mean that. No, I'm gonna say that's a no for me, dog. But like I know, but he keeps saying it. But he says it so much. He says it so much that people are like, "Yo, why do you keep saying that? Like, what does these initial means?" And I almost feel like when they do reveal what it means, it's not going to be as cool. I'm hoping it does. And agree with this guy right here. One, Patrick Full Nelson, Bronx strongest hero, Haitian strongest chest. Right here, Patrick Nelson. Take notes, Jean Baptiste, because are you drinking a Mountain Dew? Are you serious? And then he said, and then he breathes. Thank you. Let's move on to the next thing. Oh, this has been such a great show. Let's move on to match number 3. We have this match right here. We have the Kabuki Warriors defending their women's tag team champ. Did the graphic come up? Nope, it did not. I'm sorry. I did. We have the Kabuki Warriors defending their women's tag team championships against the super team of Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. I feel like everyone's going to say the same thing, but still, I'm going to give the floor because this is a prediction show here. So I'm going to give it to you first. No, I'm not going to give it to you first, Jean Baptiste, because I know what match I'm going to give it to you first. I already know what match.
I know where this is going.
Yeah, you should. I'm glad that you've been using Google Maps. But we're going to give the floor to you first, Sawyer, Storm, and then I'll give it to you, Baptiste. So, Sawyer, this match here, I want to say this match has been brewing for a few weeks. I mean, they had that 6 women's tag match at did he leave? Okay, that's great. But they had the 6 women's tag match at WrestleMania, and Jade, Bianca, and Naomi got the win. I just want to put up a little history here. But who do you think is going to win? But how do you feel about this match?
So I'm excited about it. I think that it's going to be really fun. I genuinely think it'll be a really fun match. I'm sad because I really do think that the power duo is definitely winning. But I do love the Kabuki Warriors. I find them to be so funny, and obviously they're freaking ridiculous in the ring. When you let them do their thing, they do their thing. But yeah, I think that it's definitely going to be Bianca and Jade, and I think that this is just kind of something to hold them off because I think everyone wants it to be, Bianca, Jade going against each other, and I think this is a nice little hold off holding it off for now. And if I could think of who's gonna turn in that scenario, I'm just gonna say Bianca. I'm gonna throw it out there. I know it might not be the popular choice that they think is gonna turn between the two, but I'm gonna go with Bianca. Just switch it up.
I like that. Miss Trust, what do you got here?
I actually think Bianca and Jade is winning also. I don't know how I feel necessarily about it because I don't think Bianca needs to be in a tag team. I think she's too good to be on a tag team. I think she's literally one of the better women in WWE and to have come from no wrestling background. I'm always going to be just in awe of that. But I feel like they're doing this because Jade needs somebody with Bianca caliber attached to her for a bit. And while, yes, she's done some training and she's a little better than she was in AEW, I can actually still see she does need some work still. And so because of that, I think they're putting her with somebody like Bianca, who people like Jade, she's pretty, got nice, a good body. People can like, oh, this is great. And then you have Bianca, who's also pretty, like, all types of talented. And so I feel like this is the right move. And I love Asuka. That's my girl. But I do feel like their time has run its course. And, like, what else are you guys going to do with the tag titles? And I don't really see much else they can really do. And so I do think Jade and Bianca is going to take it. But I just not really happy with necessarily throwing her in a tag. I'm just like, I get it. And if there's going to be a turn at some point, I actually I can see. I remember heel NXT Bianca when she was heel. And so, I can see it. If she feels like, Jade's taking some thunder or Jade is dimming her a bit, I can see it happening in that way. But I do think that we will have new tag champions by the end of that match.
Oh, I like it. I like what you guys are. I'm going to give you the floor. I'm sorry, real quick. I just want to give flowers to these ladies, how y'all were talking about who would turn, because that's going to eventually happen. One of them have to turn, correct? So I like that y'all brought that part into this. So Jean Baptiste, but before you get the floor here, I do want to talk about Roderick. I want to highlight this comment real quick. He says, I'm going to order a large pineapple pizza that day. Jack and Shay, like you said before, Shay, I'm committed to that pizza. I will sit here and say this real quick. No. But if I had to pick between pineapple and anchovy pizzas, I said pizzas, didn't I? That was terrible. I would go with pineapple, because if you did anchovies, you are out of the Jack Pack community. Get out! But I need you here because you are the mayor. So, Jean Baptiste, I'm going to give you the floor here. I'm not going to interrupt you. No, I'm going to interrupt you because I see something. No, I'm joking. The floor is yours. What do you think about that?
First and foremost, anchovies on pizza is disgusting, and pineapple on pizza is basically considered an act of terrorism to Italians. So none of those belong on pizza.
You've eaten pineapple pizza. I've seen it.
When?
I'm sorry.
Despise pineapple on pizza.
Ooh, you so spicy. That's where I'm gonna be. I'm sorry. When you said all that, say that all again. Say that all again for the people. You don't eat pineapple pizza?
I despise.
You're lying.
Anybody who knows me knows you put a pineapple pizza in front of me and I'm throwing it in the garbage. It don't belong on a pizza. Absolutely not. That's disgusting. But back to the match at hand. As far as the tag titles, so I definitely believe Jade and Bianca are going to win, hands down. Kat said it best. I don't think there's anything left for the Kabuki Warriors to really do in the tag division. They've been dominant since they got back together, and they've had an amazing run. As far as who turns first, I gotta say Bianca. They kind of been foreshadowing that for quite some time, and judging by how these stories, long process stories, are being told, that one small foreshadowing will probably predict Bianca Belair turning on Jade when they eventually drop those tag titles. This is actually a great way to keep Jade not only relevant, but help her continue to get better in the ring so that when the time comes for them to split and they actually go against each other, which happens to be a dream match for a lot of people, you know, it's going to be something amazing, something spectacular. The one thing I didn't really understand was when Kat said Bianca don't need to be in the tag division, I guess because of her accolades, which I definitely do understand. I kind of can rebuttal that because Asuka has similar accolades and she's actually been pretty okay as a tag team champion. So I'll give it that. But yeah, prediction wise, Jade and Bianca taking that hands down. Kabuki Warriors don't win.
And I concur. I definitely see Bianca and Jade. I wanted to highlight some comments real quick. I'll get to that one in a minute, Roger. But Patrick, he wanted to add on to what you were saying, Katrina, and he said that I think Jade should start off at NXT. I really wanted her to thrive in NXT. I did too. You know, I get why they didn't go that route because look at her. Just look at her. I can see why, but I do agree. I would have loved for her to start at NXT. Also this, and then she could have jumped to the main roster in 2025. I think she could have jumped to the main roster late this year, but it is what it is. And I honestly think that she's gotten a lot better being on the main roster. I think she's been a lot better. I think they've done a better job. I'm sorry. I think they've done a great job on have her do tag matches, and she can do her moves and her spots, and she does. And I think she does well. But to answer the question here, who would win in this match? I don't see the Kabuki Warriors beating the super team of these women. I just don't. These women could have, if these women were in Infinity War, they would not be in Endgame. No,
Absolutely not.
You think this?
I got a question. I actually got a question.
I'm going to give you 10. That was a good one.
I got a question.
Oh my God.
Do you think when it comes to Jade Cargill, because of her name value and because of how big of a deal they made it as an acquisition, do you think that could have been the reason why they didn't just throw her onto NXT and just kept her off television until she was properly trained? Because that's one thing I did realize. I'm like, Jade Cargill, I remember when she jumped ship, it was like the biggest news story. It was a big deal. And I've watched a little bit of AEW, and AEW, I was just like, why is she such a big deal? But I guess it's probably just because of name value. And then it brings up the point when Jack and you and I talked about this a lot, where I said NXT kind of seems more like a developmental show, even though it's hype enough to be its own brand. Because like I told you, as of the past year and a half, I've been watching NXT and it's amazing. But it still kind of seems more like a developmental show. So I got to ask, can we all agree that Jade Cargill probably didn't go there because of how big her name was? And they felt like, nah, she came from AEW. Let's just throw it in AEW's face. Like, hey, we made her a star. Something you couldn't do.
I think it's a little bit of her name value, but I also think it's her look. Look at her look. She looked like a superstar. I said a superstar, definitely a superstar, but she looked like a superhero. I mean, when you look at her, she could be in those MCU movies, those DC movies. Look at her. And I think when
she got the same body type as Bianca Belair. She's just a little bit taller. Because Bianca is cut just like Cargill is.
Right.
Only difference that separates them is maybe a few inches, if that.
I think it's her look. I think it's the name. I do think name because, I mean, she was on ESPN. I mean, when it was revealed that she was going to be joining WWE, they were like, Jade Cargill is joining. And as much as I want to sit here and say it's the name, I think it's the look. And I'm not trying to be like it's the look and not the talent, but I do believe it's the look because not everyone listen, at the end of the day, when you think about pro wrestling, you think about WWE. Not everyone watches AEW. But if you look at her, you're immediately like blown away. I showed somebody who don't even watch wrestling like this, and they looked at her and they said, "Oh my God, this girl look like she can throw me." And I'm like, "Yeah, she can throw you and me."
You know what? I think the whole point of NXT, like at the start head of it, is it's to create a finished product. She already looks like a finished product. There's really not like. That's just the only thing is like I think that's what NXT main thing is, and it's like it just wouldn't have made sense for her to be there because of that.
Right. So if I can dig a little bit deep. Oh,
I don't know. I feel like if she could wrestle a bit better, like, all right, like, they're gonna bring Julia, who can out wrestle her by mouth. They're bringing her to NXT, and while yes, to the American audience, she may not be known, but she's a pretty girl. Think she's biracial. Think she's like Italian and Japanese or something like that. Like, so she has a look. She's
Who's that, Julia?
Built enough, and she can actually wrestle. Like, she can wrestle. But they're bringing her to NXT. And so I feel like they pick and kind of choose to an extent who, I suppose I think it's okay to go to NXT. And if you're there for like a month, but it's just to make it look like you're doing something, like maybe a favor. Like, I feel like, yes, I think they waited as long as they did because she couldn't wrestle. And then they said they wanted to retrain her. I think the biggest thing about Naomi is not even because, again, some people know who Jade is, but some people don't. And I feel like it was a big deal because ma'am literally said she would never come to WWE because of like scheduling and wanting to visit Tyrone's daughter, and then here her ass is in WWE. For me, as somebody who's just like, some gossip, take wrestling away from this, like, oh, girl said that she wasn't coming, here her ass is. I'm a little intrigued, like, well, why you came here? Like, as somebody taking wrestling off, you didn't know, like, the ins and outs of wrestling, whatever. So I think a part of it is why they made a big deal about it, because she was made to look in AEW like, and I don't even want to disrespect her like this because she's not Goldberg at all, but, like, you know how, like, you had I do not want to disrespect her because I think like all of, you know, the matches that he had where it was very quick matches and he was made to look a certain way. And that's what they did with her in AEW, where she had these really, really quick matches and they had her do one or two things and then the match was done. Even people that she probably should not have beaten, she beat. I was like, I don't know, Tony, if this is the right move, because now that she is in a place with WWE where they're a little bit more focused on other things, you can now see why this is a bit problematic to have done that in the first place. So I just think, if anything, Triple H, whatever, when the sign was like, listen, I'm going to let you basically be the same with some training. And this is why she's on the main roster. So that's what I think part of it is. Yeah, look, and she's pretty, and that's fine, but she definitely needs some more work. And you can tell even when she does her little moments, it's still like, girl, you need a little bit more tweaking, a little bit, just a little bit. You know, make it look more polished. Make it look like you are in one of the top wrestling companies. Like, I feel like that's my issue I have with that. But this is all Tony's fault anyway, because why would you have her win like this? Knowing, ma'am, even with training with Daniel Bryan, even,
who did you
Bryan
blame?
Danielson.
Who did you blame?
Tony. Him. It's just he is the reason why we are now didn't get her in NXT, because he made her to be this way. You can't like then bring her to WWE and be like, well, no, you suck. You have to kind of, what is the reason you signed her? I guarantee you it was something to make sure she wasn't going to go to NXT. And so here we are.
She's still in beta.
She's definitely still a work in progress. I'm hoping I said that all correct, but like I see why they brought her up. I see what they did, and for me, I've always said like, oh, she should go to NXT. She should go, because it was always the in-ring stuff. I feel like she had everything: the presence, the charisma, but the in-ring stuff always needed some work. But I feel like what they have done with her on the main roster. I was at the Royal Rumble and she did some spots and stuff, but she picked up Nia Jax. Everyone popped, including myself, because I mean, like, she picked up Nia Jax and did like this. I only do that when, you know, I have a bacon, egg, and cheese. And I'm proud of myself. I don't care.
I miss bacon, egg, and cheeses. Damn.
I know, you live in Georgia. All you have is peaches. You suck. Why'd you leave?
I tried to make.
I'm waiting, old man.
I tried to make a better life. I was wrong. I'm sorry, New York.
No. Don't be sorry. I'm glad that you made a better life. Shout out to Jean Baptiste, because he is here. You're in Florida, right? Did you run into an alligator?
Not yet, but I am in definitely the alligator section of Florida. So,
oh God,
I hope I don't run into one. Like, I pray I don't.
I hope you don't. Well, let's get into this, because there's only 5 matches and whatnot. So I want you, Jean Baptiste, to I want you to open up with this one. Ladies, I wanted you girls to go first, because lady first, But Jean Baptiste got to go ahead. I want you guys to know we would talk a lot. We chat a lot. You know, this is my man wife. We're getting married. We're gonna have the pizza extravaganza wedding of the century.
No
And I
pineapples.
No.
Thank God.
And I want everyone to know he proposed to me because I don't kneel to nobody. So I want you to open up with this match here, Jean Baptiste. I'm gonna give you the floor here. We have. Oh, why is it so small? I thought this was bigger. I apologize. I thought this was much bigger. But we have Damian Priest, or what someone would say. I'm not gonna throw names. Leather Pants against Jey Uso.
Jey Uso, no. Come on, don't disrespect. Main event, Jey Uso. All right,
Okay.
we're not gonna disrespect this man. Okay, one of the greatest Samoans to walk through that curtain. All right, we're gonna stop that right now. Okay, yeah, that's right. That's right. Respect that man's name. How dare you? Oh, we just got silent. This is how we feel. This is how we do it. All right.
No, I'm giving you the floor, sir. I'm sorry.
Let's see. Leather Pants versus main event Jey Uso. Leather Pants loses. Leather Pants loses. I believe Leather Pants is definitely going to get the floor mop. Nah, he's not going to get the floor. I think it's going to be a great match, but I feel like the blunderance of JD McDonuts and the successor of dominance, Finn Balor, is going to find a way to somehow get themselves involved and cost Damian the title. In all honesty. Yeah, that's right. That's right. But nah, I really do feel like Jey Uso is probably going to win this because you know what? As cool as Leather Pants is as champ, I don't really feel a vibe out of him. I don't really feel. It's like okay, here's Damian Priest. Like I see they're trying to turn him baby face. Then again, I don't know. Maybe the Judgment Day is gonna turn. I don't know what's going on with those guys, but I feel like outside interference is probably going to cost them the match. Because why not? No Leather Pants winning today.
Can I, ladies? Can I take the floor real quick before? Okay, thank you. I have some. So I'm hoping on Saturday we can do a after show review, and you're with us, Jean Baptiste. So I have some pictures and videos. Can I post them? Am I allowed?
Yeah, sure.
So I have one when Jey Uso loses. I'm going to play this. And I have one more. If I can do one more. I want you to know.
You proud of yourself?
Yes.
You proud of yourself?
I'm placing this on my refrigerator. I want you to
this
know.
Is greatness personified?
I am revolutionary. So I want you to know when Jey Uso lose, I'll be there to catch you. And as I catch you, I'm going to whisper in your ear and say, I told you. And I'm going to move my arm as you fall and shatter into many different pieces and go into the multiverse.
I want to say I'll do the same I want to say I'll do the same when Leather Pants loses, but I just won't catch you. I'm
gonna give the floor to you ladies first. So Sawyer, because I know you're a big fan of Leather Pants. I mean, just this past week, you know, they were in a 6-man tag match. Finn got successfully dominated and he tastes the sweet scent of defeat. So I'm
no. Do it right.
Don't tell me what I do. Don't tell me what to do. I'm the catchphrase guy. How dare you? ShaySawyer.
No. Do it right. You have to do it right.
Oh, you know, Finn when he got dominated, because that makes him happy. But I'm gonna give you the floor first here, Sawyer. He wanted me to do that. He cooks my food.
Clearly, and this is not for what I want, but clearly, Leather Pants is going to win.
Boo!
He's going to win, and it's going to be by help. He's going to be helped, and then he's going to be all like, hey man, I didn't need no help. I didn't want you to help me because I'm good now. I'm a good guy because Rhea's not here. And they're gonna be like, what? What do you mean you didn't want help? Of course you wanted help because this is what we've been doing for the last 4 years. And it's gonna be so stupid. I wish Jay would beat him. Just take it from him. But he's not. I think someone's going to interfere with Jay because I'm genuinely trying. I don't even think it's going to be the Judgment Day. I think it's going to be something else. But we shall see. But I'm telling you, Damian is not losing that title until Finn takes it from him. So we'll just let him do this now. And you know what? The fact that everyone's just like, he could possibly lose. And are they saying that for Cody? No, they are not. They know for certain that Cody is winning. That is the difference between someone who should be holding a world title and someone who shouldn't.
Bingo. I just wish your prediction was different, but I agree 100%.
I just, just said that last part of that comment about how people know Cody is winning. Cody is winning is because people cried. Oh my God, Roman Reigns, blah, 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 I'm sad. And so because you guys cried, and then Cody cried, oh, I lost my dad and my family, blah, blah, blah. And now here the hell we are. He does not look like he's holding a champion. AJ Styles can wrestle rings around Cody Rhodes. But I'll get to that, Red, when we get to that match. To this, Damian Priest is not losing. I have no feeling. Damian Priest is not losing. And this is not. I don't actually have any real problems with Damian Priest necessarily. I do understand why you, Shay, do not. I understand the play. I do. The levels of this dislike is where I'm at. Maybe a lot more with Cody for me. It's a lot more. But I get it. I understand. But I don't see him losing. They made too much of a big deal when he won anyway. He was the first Latino. It was too many things where you saw during that press conference, there was the face turn. You saw it happen at the press conference. He came out there being a heel, and then all of a sudden he's speaking Spanish, and I'm like, oh, his ass, he's turning face. He was doing all types of stuff at that press conference that knew he's not losing this anytime soon. And while I think, the Usos are probably one of my favorite tag teams of all time, I do not see Jey Uso as main event. I do not. I stand by that. He's cool. He's a cool guy. Yeet, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Like Rose let Jack go. Let it go. Let it go.
I agree to that, actually. I hate
what's called Frozen or Frozen. She said everybody to let it go. Let the yeet go. Let it go. I'm tired of hearing it. If I hear yeet one more time, I'm gonna yeet something. I don't know what, but something's gonna get yeeted. That's the vibes I'm on. But I don't see him as main event. He's just not. I was like, yeah, he was fine. He was fine, during that whole saga when Jimmy was hurt, and they gave us the, if he dies, he dies, and we got some great memes from that. And I think for that he was great. However, I felt like he was forced upon us, like Sammy forced upon us. You put him in a title shot with Roman. You put Sammy in a title. It was forced. I didn't ask for that. He works better with his brother. I always felt that, and I don't even I remember when Jimmy was the twin everybody liked more, and the fact to see that switch, and it's like, well, Jimmy's silly. I'm like, are we forgetting some of the stuff they used to do together as a group that they were kind of silly? This is kind of always kind of where it was with them, and now he's made event. We're gonna ignore that they literally did shenanigans all the time together as a team. So I don't see him as a main event. So I don't think he's winning. I don't if he got a title, I guarantee you it won't last a month. If he's ever get a title, I do not see it. I don't know where else seeing. I don't see it though. I don't think he's a champion, a solo champion. Maybe a mid-card title, and that's a maybe. I think he works better with his brother. But I'm going with Damian.
No, and I think these were great points. I just wanted to add this real quick before we get into I feel like this is going to be the main event of the show. I don't know for sure, of course, but do you feel like before the year is up, Jimmy and Jay is going to be back together? And I'm going to give the floor to you first, Katrina, because you was talking, and I'm not going to lie, you spent some gospel. So, because I don't want to throw names, but someone said, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. So I want to sit here and ask you, do you feel like Jimmy and Jay are going to be back before the year is up?
I do. especially if they're doing this whole new bloodline, old bloodline. Like I said, Joseph, I have to use his government name. He has left me in shambles. My life is in shambles. My wrestling TV time is in shambles because now I have to see Cody Rhodes every week. What you want to talk about? Not you, but here we are. Here we are. So I got to see this every week. He has left me high and dry because of these raggedy fans. So if we're doing this whole bloodline with Solo skipped Solo basically skipped Jimmy in where he felt overpowered. Solo came in as the enforcer, and when is ever enforcers ever in charge of anything? Like, you ever think of any enforcer in like the mafia or any enforcers ain't leaders, they're enforcing. They're not leads. So Solo come in feeling real beside himself talking like he's the leader. I'm like, oh no, when Roman come back, and he will. After he takes the time to meet to show the regular girlies how fine he is, which regular girlies get in line. When he comes back, I do think he's going to ask Solo, what are you talking about? You in charge. And if we're getting Jacob for 2, which is looking like it's probably going to be Jimmy, Jay, and Roman versus Tama, Jacob, and Solo Sikoa. I do think they will be back before the end of the year. I do think they'll be back together. It will be the new bloodline versus the old bloodline. So yeah, I do.
Do you agree to that, Miss Sawyer?
Yes, I do. That is going to be, when that happens, that's going to feed families, all right? I can't wait for that. I can't.
I just want to say, when I hear people say that's going to feed families, I'm like, thank God, because I'm hungry. I like to eat. If I can sit here and say real quick, because we're going to get to the main event, I'm going to give you the floor, Mr. Baptiste. You want to take the floor? No. I just want to say, when I hear people say, fell on my knees in a Target, you should sue. That is my advice. But Mr. Baptiste, take the floor.
No. I got Solo versus Roman. That'll be a thing. No, I don't want to see the Usos back together. I don't care for it. Really don't care. Old bloodline versus new bloodline. Why not? I guess it's something to pass the time. But in all honesty, I think it just really should just be Roman and Solo. A winner gets the bloodline. That's kind of been something I wanted to see for a while now. As far as Solo, before the loss streak, Solo was actually a threat. Like, I actually looked at Solo like, yeah, he's probably going to topple Roman at some point. And then the losing started, and I'm just like, well, at that point, you got to agree with Christina. What enforcer can actually become a top guy? So do I really want to see the Usos back together? No. Do I think it's going to happen? It's possible, but I hope not. I don't really care for it.
And both me and Baptiste were talking, and I was like, yeah, they're going to get back together, and I can't wait to get back together so I could just I do have a picture. If I can just post this real quick before we get to the main event, if it's okay with you ladies. But I do have a picture when the Usos reunite, and here he said all this stuff. This is my picture right here. Yes, as you guys can tell, I was preparing this room, but let's talk about this main event real quick. I want to say, if you are watching live, thank you. If you're in the comments, thank you. And if you watch on the playback, thank you. I just want to sit here and say, I'm going to give a shout out real quick to the incredible InKatWeTrust, because this was fun. I appreciate you being here, madam. I appreciate you being here. I worked with Shay a lot. She's fantastic. I know you know she's fantastic, Katrina, because you work with her on Tuesdays and you guys talk about NXT. I wish y'all talked very well about JC Jane, but whatever. I understand that y'all drank wrong juice and whatever. Jean Baptiste, when is our wedding date?
I don't know.
You suck. Okay, let's move on to the main event. Huh? You are always invited. He's invited. You're invited. It's going to be the pizza extravaganza. It's going to have pizza, White Castle burgers, and tacos. And if that hurt your stomach,
White Castle is definitely.
It's like Taco Bell tacos and White Castle. You're going to be like holding the stomachs and like asking for like,
like they call White Castle burgers a belly bomb for a reason. Like Jesus Christ.
White Castle burgers has never messed my stomach up. Never.
White Castle burgers never messed you up?
I've never had an issue with White Castle burgers. Taco Bell.
Oh, dope.
White Castle. But I know people call them burger burgers, and so there's a reason.
They're belly bombers. Belly bombers. Okay? Like, Jesus Christ. Man, listen. The horror stories I've had at White Castle.
I think we got to remove the White Castle burgers. Let's have pizza and tacos stories. Because you gotta have tacos because tacos are great. If you don't like tacos, I'll punch you in the elbow or something like that. I don't know. But let's get to the main event. We gotta replan our wedding, Mr. Baptiste. But I'm sorry. Let me make sure I got this correct. We got what I believe is going to be the main event. I'm not sure, but we have Cody Rhodes against AJ Styles. I do want to take the floor real quick, and I'll give you the floor, Miss Storm, because I know how excited you are about this match. I can see the joy. I can see the glee. That was a show on Fox, right? Glee? It was on Fox, right?
I think so.
Oh my God! You don't watch? Did you watch the OC? Did you watch One Tree Hill? Because I want season 1, episode 1.
I actually enjoyed One Tree Hill for what it was.
Who was your favorite character? I bet it was Dan. You like Dan. You like the father. You like the father.
No.
I'm gonna meet you. No, he sucks. I hate him. But I do want to say I'm really real quick. I'm actually really excited about this match because it's the first time. You're talking about. I don't know if Cody Rhodes was considered the leader of the Bullet Club, right? But AJ was after Finn, or he was called Prince. You said you did like this, right? You did like this, right, madam? I'm just want to make sure you did like this. AJ, I feel like took over after Prince Devitt, right? Obviously, Finn Balor, who is constantly dominated, and I don't like that look, but you know, Finn Balor, he created it. Prince Devitt. I don't know on Twitter. I don't know if you guys see this, but someone called himself Prince Devitt. Like, I thought that's hilarious. Jerk. But are you serious? Are you eating right now? Or what are you doing?
No.
Okay.
No.
But I do sit here and say you're talking about you had a cardboard, whatever. But
anything could have been in that cardboard. You're just assuming it's food, jerk.
I'm gonna say this for after the show because I'm gonna tell you what I think was in there. But you have this as a first time match. Two guys who were part of the Bullet Club, and people know how I feel about the Bullet Club because I feel like they just won't die. They just keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. I think there's something called whatever. But nonetheless, I think this is going to be a fun match. I think this match is going to be great because I think really highly of Cody. I mean, Cody being champion, it was meant for him to be champion. AJ, and I do want to have a bonus question before the show is up, if you guys are cool with it. But Cody's going to retain this championship. He's going to beat AJ Styles. But I look forward to this match. I feel like this match is going to be out of the 5 matches, because once again, they can add a match tomorrow. I feel like this is going to be the match of the night. But I want to give the floor to. I feel like you understand this, Mr. Baptiste. Ladies first. Let's give it to Sawyer, Storm, and then you, Baptiste. So, Storm, please lead the floor.
Whoa! Sorry.
First of all, just to your Bullet Club comment, there is only one leader of the Bullet Club, and that is Finn. I have acknowledged no leader after that. I know AJ.
Whoa! No, kidding.
My man, were you in boxers? Yo, what the heck is going on here? Yo, bro. Yo, wait a second.
We have one more match, and you cannot keep your crap together. One more prediction, for God's sake. Get up.
Where are your pants? What the hell is going on here?
I'm here.
But yeah,
I thought pants were a requirement for the show.
Yes,
Where are your pants?
They're here.
Jesus Christ.
I gave AJ Styles some credit, semi-credit, for being semi-leader, but I've only acknowledged Finn as the leader of Bullet Club. Cody, don't even get me started. Okay. I do think Cody is unfortunately retaining, but that makes me sad. It does. AJ already had to lose in WrestleMania to LA Knight, and that already really got under my skin. I was like, oh, losing to this. Crazy. And now you gotta lose to Cody. So it's like, now you 2 back-to-back matches, AJ. You gotta lose to this. And it just makes
you must be a real good LA Knight fan. You must be a real LA Knight fan.
I want trying to say something. I'm gonna be petty. I don't care about LA Knight, and I'm highly upset that he beat him. I was like, what? I didn't ask for this.
Yeah.
Triple H almost got a letter. Triple H almost got a letter from me. He almost got like, how dare you, Paul. Unfortunately, Cody is gonna win. And then next month he's gonna ask everybody what they want to talk about, and I'm telling you what I'm talking about. Cody, why are you still champion on my TV? Why? That's what I was talking about. I was talking about my emotional distress that Joseph is not on my screen. That's what I want to talk about. But Cody is gonna win, sadly. Do I think AJ Styles is gonna run circles? Yes, because he is the superior wrestler of the two. Cody, boo! Ugh. Filth. That level of AJ's gonna run circles around him, but he will lose, sadly. And then I have to watch Cody fans go, oh, this is what he's amazing. He had his little red, white, and blue. I don't care about any of that. All right, Homelander number 2. I don't care about any of that. So here we are. We didn't have Homelander for another month of my life. So yeah, he's winning.
I like Homelander.
I meant to say that was a nice version.
Okay, he's pointing at me, so that means I talk now. So thank you for that point. I would not have known otherwise. I'm kidding. If I could say, I definitely think Cody's gonna win for sure. I'm kind of glad that there's only like 5 matches, because that gives them so much time, and with time comes beautifulness. And I think that these two can definitely produce something that is going to be remembered for a long time. And the thing with AJ is the same thing I said with Kevin. It's kind of like when you play Dead by Daylight, and when you reach P100, you can't go any higher. And even if you lose, you can never go lower because you already locked that in. That is AJ. He has already locked in, solidified who he is. He could lose 100 matches and then win the world title the next day, and I would still be like, that's valid because it's AJ Styles. So yeah, he probably he definitely is losing, but he's gonna show everyone why he's AJ Styles and why him losing means nothing.
Yeah, I can't tell which way, because on my screen you're like up here. So yeah. Yeah. All right, there we go. First and foremost, anybody who reaches P100 in Dead by Daylight in a short amount of time, there's grass outside. Come, let me take you outside. Okay. I can't say that for you, Cap, because you've been on there for like 5 years. It took you 5 years. All right. But there are people who've been on there for 5 months and reached that goal. Okay. And at that point, let me take you outside. Now, as far as Cody versus AJ Styles, I'm not really excited for this match. Why? Yeah, AJ Styles is definitely going to tear the roof off, but this match wasn't really hyped like that. Like, you look at the program and leading into it, it's just like, y'all really didn't do much to hype this match up to where I really want to care. Um, and to a point where I could look and say, oh, there's a possibility AJ might take this one because, Storm said it best. You got too many Cody crybabies who's not going to be happy with him losing. And right now, this title run has gone off to, I guess you can say, a slow start. Is this going to be one of the matches I'm going to pay attention to? Probably not much, but we'll see what happens. But final prediction, Cody wins. And that's it. Yay, Stardust.
I mean, I would love for AJ to win, and that's going to be my last question of the night before we wrap everything up here, guys. But yeah, I see Cody winning and retaining. I don't think this is going to be the end of this feud. I feel like they're going to have many more matches. I'm not saying many more, but I feel like there's going to be one more match. It's almost similar to what I love what someone mentioned. They were like in 2016, AJ faced Roman twice, and they had bangers. Actually, if you really look back at those matches in 2016, those were really good. Of course, Roman won because it's Roman Reigns, but I do want, before this show ends, and I did want to look at the chat to make sure because I see 2 more comments here. Oh, Roderick, the strongest Roderick said, Katrina is definitely a Cody baby secretly. And he also said, I'm going to make sure I got this. I'm sorry, hiccups. No. But I saw this picture. I want to make sure, because I feel like it's important to give compliments to people who put this out here. I'm sorry. I want to make sure I got this correct here. I'm going to, because I screenshot here, but I saw this picture on Instagram, and I wanted to. Oh, not this one. I'm sorry, not that one. But I do like that one because. But it wasn't. It really wasn't this one. Matter of fact, I'm sorry. I'll just say it out loud. You can only choose one, and it's about championship winners, right? And this comes from. I'm sorry. I thought I had the picture. I do apologize, but it's RDZ Wrestling on Instagram. I don't know if they have a Twitter, so I just want to make sure I made it clear that this is on Instagram. Check them out. But he said you can only choose one. And it's Bianca and Jade winning the Women's Tag Team Championship. Jey Uso winning the World Heavyweight Championship. Tiffany Stratton winning the Women's Championship. And AJ winning the WWE Championship. I do apologize. I thought this was on here. I do apologize. That's on me. But I'm going to give the floor to you. Oh, this is still up. Oh my God. I didn't even know that. I apologize on that again. But for you guys, and I'll give the floor to you first, Jean Baptiste, because it was all women's first. But you can only choose one. Bianca and Jade win the Women's Championship. Jey Uso winning the Heavyweight Championship. Tiffany Stratton winning the Women's Championship. Or AJ Styles winning the championship. What do you got here, sir?
Damn. That's kind of a hard one. Of
course.
Because no Diddy. I don't know. I kind of want to see Tiffany Stratton get the women's title. Then again, I do want to see AJ get the undisputed title. I feel like his presence would probably make up for Roman being gone for quite some time. Damn, yo, I don't know. I don't know which title I would want to see change hands.
Okay.
That's a really hard decision.
Tell you what, let's give you some time. Ladies, did any of you guys have anyone that you would love for a title change? And we're going to get into the chat in a minute, but I'm going to give the floor to you first. Miss Storm, do you have anybody?
Honestly, I wouldn't mind AJ winning because I don't like Cody, but I just don't see him losing. I don't see Jay winning at all. I don't. I just feel like you can't do that with Damian. You can't do that with Bayley. Make such a big deal about it. And I'm like, all right, Backlash. Well, that's it, guys. I feel like that defeats a lot. Bayley finally got a got a WrestleMania moment. Let her ride the title a bit. And Bayley, I feel like after quarantine, Thunderdome wrestling, Bayley thrived. She held it together. She really did. Let her have a reign. I do not see, and I don't even think Tiffany's ready to win. But it's one thing to win an NXT title, but NXT is not the main roster. The audience, as I always say, is much different in the main roster than it is in NXT. NXT, we expect, the audience. There's a level of like this maybe makes sense, but I do think she's had a good transition up in SmackDown. I do, but I don't see Bayley. I feel like the only title that should probably change would probably be the one with Jade and Bianca. And so for me, because I feel like that's the most feasible, I am gonna go with that, and I'm perfectly fine because I love Bianca. And so Bianca winning a title, I'm always like, yay, because I like Bianca. But I don't see Jay winning. I would wouldn't mind AJ winning just because it could be like, that's like, goodbye, Cody. Goodbye. But I don't see him losing. And so I think the only title that I think can really change hands would be the tag title. So I'm going with that.
Fantastic. Miss Sawyer, what do you got, madam?
Even though I think it would be a great humbling for Leather Pants, who has really let this title reign get to his head already, I do think the highest probability of what will happen is Jade and Bianca winning the tag titles. I'm just saying, now he's got the title and he just thinks that like, I'm so above it now. Like, he's so above it. Like, it's so funny to me.
But he uses his own vocals for his theme music.
He can be above it all he wants. He's going to be below Finn's feet when he stomps him and takes his title from him. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
I would love to see Finn get another title run, but do you think they're going to put it on him one more time?
I'm not going to ask her. Katrina, how do you feel about this? Because someone's biased. But look, all I feel is you shouldn't hold grudges against people.
If they're putting the title on the Leather Pants, I'm sure they can pencil Finn in, okay?
Stop yelling at me!
Are you asking me, would they? I mean, I felt like sometimes a lot of Finn's title runs kind of went wrong. Like there was an injury or something happening. And so, do I think they should have...
Well, listen.
I think he should get a proper title run. Yeah, I do. I do think that. I feel like every time he had a title, something always just went real crazy. And I'm like, well, damn, he just got it. I feel like if he can get a real nice title run, I wouldn't mind it because, Finn's cool. I mean, I like Demon Finn a little better because I love that entrance. I think
that's fair.
There's not many people who could be cool. Like, personally, I'm not crawling on the floor for nobody, not a soul. But he does that well. And I'm like, the guy, I see the vibes. Took time to face paint on and everything. And so, yeah, I don't think it's really like.
Wait. Ha! I think you said some great things here. I think both you and Soy said some things, but I just want to point out here. I like Finn. He's great. I think he's cool as hell. I like Finn. He's great. But he gets dominated. And look, I mean, it's a shame. It's a shame that look, Jey Uso beat him. He speared him. And he pinned him too. I said, "Oh my god!" I said, "Look, I want to be behind Finn." I think Finn is cool as hell. When Finn showed up on the main roster in 2016, I thought this dude was cool as hell, and I think he's still cool as hell. The leather jacket. I'm not gonna hold you. You might think Finn wear the leather jacket cool. But Bret Hart was it cooler, better than him, baby.
That one's coming. Oh, Jesus
I'm sorry.
Christ.
Tell me when I'm telling lies. You can't because, well, not today.
Right now, you're telling lies right now.
I kind of gotta agree.
No. Hold on, Butch. I'm not lying. Bret Hart is the coolest guy who ever wore leather jackets. He invented cool leather jacket. And that's all I have to say.
Don't be disrespectful to Roddy.
Hold on, wait a minute. You're in Florida, so you don't count.
You're being disrespectful to Mr. Piper, and I don't like it, but
I'm sorry. Then she said that. I what can I do? I'm defeated. But that's the show. Gene Betty, do you have anything to say?
No.
I'm glad because I was going to cut you off. But real quick, I want to give a shout out because this was a fun show. I hope everyone had a good time here. But I want to give the floor to the ladies first. So, Katrina, I know you be working. I know you be working with the spectacular ShaySawyer. So please, I put a little like where they can find you and stuff. But please tell where they can find you.
Yeah, just social media and InKatWeTrust everywhere, but Facebook and YouTube, the E is a 3. Yeah, just catch us on Body Slam with me and my twin, Shay, best duo, the world's best, everybody's favorite duo. We will be on Tuesdays Body Slam after NXT, and then catch me usually Wednesdays with Stephanie talking while on both her channel, but it's been just a crazy couple of weeks, so we've been all over the place, but not Wednesday. So normally you can check us then, but otherwise just follow my YouTube channel and you can kind of see what's happening.
Miss ShaySawyer, please tell people where they can find you.
You can always find me on a new episode of the Big Pop Theory podcast. It's every Monday when you get a new episode. Not this Monday because life. And then you can catch me on Tuesdays directly after NXT on bodyslam.net, all of their platforms for the Meta 2 after show with you. I had to do like Soulja Boy a little bit. But you cannot, you can't find me? Twitter. You can't find me on Twitter because I'm done with that app. I'm done with it. Yeah. But you can find me on Instagram at ShaySawyer _ and Threads.
That's still a thing?
I'm going to make it a thing. So no more Twitter. And now we're all moving to Threads.
Gene Bet says, I do apologize because I didn't put anything, but I know that sometimes you are on Twitch, but please tell people where they can find you, sir.
Game Raging on Twitch at Desert Storm 459. If I'm raging, I'm probably playing Helldivers. Yeah, that game makes me rage a lot. But this weekend I will be on playing the controversial Stellar Blade. Kind of want to see what's going on with that. So we're definitely going to give that a rock. But otherwise, yeah, you catch me mostly on the weekends, Friday through Sunday. Just game raging. Just for I can't curse here, can I? Just for the F of it. We'll keep it PG.
Have you not heard what Katrina said? What are you talking about?
I didn't hear not one cuss word. Stop snitching.
Someone. Okay, hold on. Give me a minute. Yes. Bring yourself in, sir. Bring yourself back in. Right, power. That's right. But I'm going to bring him back in because this man. We're going to have the wedding extravaganza. I don't know if you know you're live.
I'm back.
Yes. I don't know if you realize this, but we're having the wedding extravaganza of the century. I'm going to bring it back in. But please subscribe to this channel. Not even just this channel, but InKatWeTrust. I want to thank... I thought I brought him back in. I do apologize. I brought him back in. Wow. I thought I brought him back in. I apologize. But please subscribe to the Big Pop Theory podcast on YouTube. We're trying to have some content here. I spoke with one ShaySawyer, and I feel like we're going to have some content. I hope that you and InKatWeTrust, I want to do more collabs with you, madam, because this was fun. This was great. Thank you for being here, madam. Thank you, ShaySawyer. I'm going to make sure I got the names right because I try to make sure I got this. The incredible InKatWeTrust, the spectacular ShaySawyer. Thank you. But Jen, matter of fact, I got a nickname. Gin and Juice. Hopefully we can make that a thing. I don't know.
Gin and Juice. Jesus Christ.
I'm the
I'm
best.
okay with that actually. Gene and Juice. I'm okay with Gene and Juice.
That's what I was trying to get at. Thank you. But I want to thank everyone who watched live. I hope that you enjoyed this prediction show. We're hoping to go live after I'm sorry, Backlash.
Backlash.
Yes, and I feel like it's going to end after Forest. I don't know. We'll talk about what the panel is going to look like, but I want to thank everyone who was here. This panel was great. This was fun, fantastic stuff, and we want to thank you guys. So like, love, and subscribe. Hopefully, I said that all correct. And we're going to end it all. But before we end it all, I usually give it to Soy, but I'm going to give it to the ladies. Ladies, final words before we end the stream. And I'm going to give it to Katrina first and then Soy.
No, just thanks for asking me to be on. Definitely a fun time hanging with you guys. Well, you know the vibes. I feel like me and Shay, we have this. We know the vibes, and I feel like you've been around me enough, Ron. Even when you first started doing content and wrestling when we were together. So I feel like you know the vibes, and you cool too. You know, others.
I'm the best.
I have forgiven you for those transgressions of shenanigans, but. You cool?
Real quick before we end this, like, no, Katrina is the cool as hell. Like, she's the best. I do want to sit here and say she's fantastic. I want to do more content. Once again, credit to Miss Sawyer. She was like, "Hey, it would be cool if all three of us worked together." I brought him in because he's my man wife. So like, he's gonna be with me for the rest of my life. And he proposed to me. He proposed to me for my favorite ring pop. When I saw it was cherry, I said, "Ow!"
I really want to touch base with this origin story that you got going on here because I still haven't figured out what the origin story to this so-called proposal was. This is the first I'm hearing of this. So, after the show, we definitely need to. I need to hear this origin story because this chapter was definitely absent from the book.
ShaySawyer, what do you have to say before we end this stream? You guys are invited to the pizza extravaganza
with tacos
and White Castle burgers.
Goodbye, lovely people.
There's not enough toilets for that, man. Jesus.
Thank you guys for watching us, and we hope that you enjoyed this review. We'll see you guys for the next stream. Bye, guys. I'm sorry, we don't have a cool intro. So, bye.